Welcome everybody to 1 Point League. My name is Steinbolf, and joining me is
Mystery Twins. I'm happy to be here.
amazing. We are going to be taking you through the first qualifier match of 1 Point League, which is going to be our bridge qualifier. So for this bridge qualifier, we have 8 different teams that have qualified for our bracket and are going to be duking it out until we have 2 teams left. Those 2 teams are going to be moving on to our final bracket later this month, and in that final bracket, they are going to be playing bridge as well as a bunch of other game modes, and the winner of that final bracket is going to win a starting prize pool of $700. It's going to be sick. It's going to be amazing. So much on the line, 700 entire dollars on the line, as well as the legacies of these players. It's going to be amazing. So for today, we are just going to be covering the bridge qualifier. So the teams need to do well today if they want to move on and have a chance at that prize pool. So we are going to see which teams are able to make it.
Yeah, so starting up with the first match, we have Team Maka versus Team OG William. On Team Maka, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these names wrong, we have their captain, Camel Pig, alongside Impuff, Gort, and Outlined Wool. And they have spent all day playing in a ladder bracket in order to advance to the top 8. They went 6-4 in said ladder, pretty good record. And like I said, the other team is going to be OG William. They're led by their captain, Fat Vegetarian Cat. They also have Aventure, Average Player, and OG Willie. Once again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing any of those names wrong, but in the ladder bracket, they went 2-1. Obviously not too many games, but still a winning record. And we're going to go into the match.
All right, so it looks like the blue team has already taken a 2-point lead. Looks like blue team is OG Willie's team. And so they have, it looks like an immediate advantage. They only need 3 more goals to take this first game. And it looks like we have, unfortunately, I can't see that username clearly, but one of the blue players does not quite make it to the other side. And another blue player seems to be sneaking below, gets comboed off. Oh, but blue is still continuing this push, though. Blue is definitely on the offensive here. Looks like they might have a chance at a goal, but no, one blue gets taken out. Another blue is here, though. This push keeps continuing. Blue gets a kill on that red player, and one of them sneaks into the goal. Blue has a 3-point lead.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, Red has been improving their defense since Blue's had the first 2 goals, it looks like. It looks like they're focusing on playing defense. They've got a pretty good defense going on, but Blue is just able to overpower them. However, it looks like one of the Red players is getting back on offense right now.
Yeah, it looks like Red might be able to start some sort of push here. Red does get taken out before going into the goal, though. We have Red. Looks like they're doing much better on defense. They seem to be winning a little bit more of the PvP fights. Blue is attempting to go on another push. One of them gets taken out. Another's going out on the wing there. Clutches on the island. Will they be able to? No, that looks like they get taken out. But another blue player might be coming. That blue player gets comboed as well. Red's defense is definitely improving. But we'll see if they're able to continue to hold the blue players. Because blue just keeps charging at red over and over and over again. Red is not getting a break. Doesn't seem to be getting a chance to go on that offensive here. Even if they are doing well on defense. And another blue player, OG Willie again, sneaks into the goal. Blue only needs 1 more to win. Looks like Red will need to pull off a reverse sweep if they want this.
Yeah, Blue just doing a great job utilizing their wings here. They have 1 on each side. You're just taking turns going on each side. It's keeping Red on defense, not allowing them to even leave their base. And with enough pressure, they were able to score again. Now they're just 1 goal away from winning the set.
Yeah. OG Willie taken out. Blue going on another push. Both teams look like they want to start a push here. Red gets taken out. Looks like Blue is approaching the red side again. And
they're both in there. This could be bad.
Yeah, Blue might score again here. One of them. Oh, no, but it looks like both Blues get taken out. Red manages to defend successfully. We will see if they're able to start a push of their own. They need to get something going if they want to win this game. But it looks like that might not happen as Blue are getting closer and closer to the goal. But now they get taken out again. OG Willie again might score. No, not quite. That was very close, but Blue is still so aggressive on this offensive push, not letting Red catch a break at all. And that's it. Blue has won the first game, and it looks like they only need to win 1 more. if they want to move on to the next round.
Yeah, and it looks like from what we saw there, just great teamwork from blue all around. Splitting up, each going on one of the wings, for the most part, one at a time, just keeping red distracted at all times. Red had no opportunity to leave their base, which is how blue was able to sweep them in that game.
And you could see blue team was just being so persistent over and over again. There was always one of them pushing up, and red needed to keep focusing on defense. They never caught a break. They never got a chance to go on that offensive push and try to retaliate. So red's going to need to figure out something like that, maybe improving their defense so they only need one player to defend each blue player, or just something about their strategy or their techniques to try to get an actual offense going, and they can actually put pressure on that blue goal.
Yeah, and talking about strategy changes, what I'm wondering, are we going to see more of an offensive push from red in this next round? Because obviously that time they couldn't leave their base. Maybe they just put more focus on offense. Don't worry about defense as much. Just get someone down there to see if they can spark something. Because right now, they unfortunately do not have much going for them based off that last round. So they're going to need to change something up.
Looks like red is going to need some players to clutch up. It just comes down to performance at this point. I think it's just like, if you're not going to win the PvP, if you're not going to win any PvP fights, if you're not executing well on your movement, like, you're just not going to have a chance. So we're going to see if red has the proper mechanical skills in order to pull this off, but they're also going to need strategy. They're also going to need to adapt their strategy to whatever blue is doing, and it's just, they need to change something. Something needs to change, and most likely a lot needs to change, considering they did not score any goals in that first match. They got kind of obliterated, although their defense did improve as the game went. They're going to need more than just defense. They need an actual offense. Speaking of red team, the team name is actually Maka, right? The 4 players, Camel Pig, Impoth, Gort, and Outlined Wool. We're going to need, one or two, or all of them probably. We probably need the full team to improve what they're doing and get something going, because if they're going to have a more productive offense, they need to have a more productive defense. It goes both ways, right? People say defense wins championships. 100%. Defense is essential in a game like this.
Well, offense wins games. They have not won a game yet, so that's the important part for them.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, right now what I'm looking at is Maka's record in the ladder tournament from earlier today. Once again, they went 6-4. That's only one win above 0.500. So what I'm looking for is just to see, are they going to be able to just recognize what changes they need to make? Because in the ladder bracket, obviously the games that they won and the games that they lost were pretty close. So it's going to be a matter of what can they figure out to improve, so that way they could get back to winning, because they clearly know how to do that. It's just a matter of making the right adjustments.
Yeah, and it is a really interesting fact that Maka has been playing in more of the ladder games. They at 6-4, they played 10 games, and so they've definitely been kind of warming up a little bit more. Their mechanics might be more warmed up, but it's just been surprising to see them lose so significantly in this match against OG William, who's only played 3 games. So that might just be a testament to the skill of OG William, and that they were able to execute with hardly any warm up. It just gets straight into this, and immediately 5-0 Team Maka.
And maybe there's a strategy to how many games you play during the ladder bracket, because like you said, Maka played 10 games. That gives other teams lots of opportunity to see what kind of strategies they're going to use, know how they can counter them in the future. Whereas with OG William, they only played 3 games. That was enough to get them into the top 8. So from there, maybe they just didn't want to play anymore. We don't know, but for all we know, it seems to be working out for them so far. So yeah.
Yeah, not too much more to say going into this next match. It really just comes down to whether Team Maka can respond. But we're not going to go anything. We're not going to know anything until this next game actually starts and we actually see the gameplay. See if Team Maka can make any adjustments. We are having a decent bit of downtime here, which means Team Maka might have a good chance to. Team Maka might have a chance.
Yeah. So chat, why don't you let us know which team do you think is going to win this next set? Is it going to be Team Maka or Team OG William? And while you're answering that, we're going to take a bit of a break, but we'll be right back with you guys.
Welcome back, everybody, to 1 Point League. We have our second game going on. Blue and red team both looking at their next game here. Blue team completely swept. That's the word. I can talk. Blue team completely swept the first game, getting 5 points with red not scoring at all. But red, aka Team Maka, is hoping to make a comeback. And yeah, blue is definitely with a huge advantage. Blue is looking to just close it out right here, try to make it a complete stomp and move on to the next round.
Yeah, so right now, the two people in for each team. For Team Maka, it appears that we have outlined Wool and Gort. And for Team OG Willie, it looks like we have Aventure and someone else. But meanwhile, Team Willie is already on the board.
Yeah, so Team Willie immediately scores a goal there. OG Willie seems to be their top scorer. Definitely seems to be their most productive offensive player. And we will see if Team Maka can find a way to respond. They're already down in the second game. It's going to be a big struggle. Something needs to change significantly. But if Team OG William can continue to win these fights, it's not going to be very close. So,
yeah, and compared to what we saw last game, so far red appears to be playing a bit more offensive than they were before. They're pushing up a little bit more. Ooh, but blue scores right there. But yeah, they're playing a bit more offensive. They already have their own wing going, but I think they still have yet to get past the halfway point of the map. Like, they really just need to up their offense if they want to have a chance here.
Yeah, and it looks like despite having played much fewer games in the latter stage, Team OG Williams seems to be definitely the favorite to win this, considering not only their performance in the last game, but people in chat seem to be definitely favoring blue team here. But Team Maka could pull off the upset. Who knows if they can turn things around right here. It is possible. Anything is possible in esports, I suppose.
Well, talking about turning things around, red seems to be playing offense pretty well. Both of them just pushed up. Unfortunately, Gort goes down, and Outline Wool is down too.
Oh, red finally seemed to have an offensive push going, but it just collapsed. Blue seemed to counter it really effectively. Have a gavel bean from red there. And it looks like red is starting to win some of the fights here. Team Maka might be able to make something happen here. But it looks like Team OG William is countering it pretty effectively. It looks like, yeah, Team Maka is not able to do anything too productive right now. It's kind of a stalemate, but one of OG William seems to be sneaking in. Maka notices, but is it in time? Is it in time? Oh, they barely
what a
defended
clutch.
in time. Very close. Team Maka managed to hold off that point. But it looks like OG William might be getting there again. Red notices. Can they defend effectively? Not quite. Nobody is scoring. It's a while between goals here. We will see if Maka can use this as an opportunity to maybe change something about how they're playing this long kind of gap.
Yeah, here's the thing. Right
now,
now,
but it looks like no.
Yeah, here's the thing. Right now, Maka is down by 3. They still have an opportunity to come back. They are finally starting to play good offense. So right now, all it's going to take is for them to start scoring some goals, really shift the mood of this in order to get momentum going in their favor. They need to start being as offensive, playing as much offense as they can.
Yeah, momentum is huge. Blue only needs 2 more goals to just move on to the next round and completely eliminate Team Maka. It looks like there's a chance they might get one here. One of them is building in. Can they win the PvP fight? And that's it.
Ooh, what a goal. And just like that, Team OG Willie has won the set. They have won both rounds, and they are moving on to the semifinals.
Wow, a very dominant performance from OG William. Just completely stomping both of the games. Maka was not even able to get a single point off. A very, very impressive showing from Team Maka, and that is it. They are moving on to the next round. Maka is eliminated. And
yeah, and I think what we saw there from Team OG Willie was just amazing teamwork, because in the first round, obviously they had the 2 wings going. We're just doing whatever they could to distract him, keep him on defense, and it worked really well. And even in the second round, they were starting to falter a little bit. Red Team Maka, they were playing a lot more offense, which is sort of holding them back a little bit. But even so, they had all the momentum in their favor. All they had to do was just keep on doing what they were doing. They won the fights when they needed to, and they were able to get another sweep to move on.
Yeah, so we are going to update you guys as soon as we know what the next match we are covering is going to be. But it looks like OG William is only going to need to win one more matchup if they want to qualify for the final league later this month, where they will have the chance to win that $700 prize pool. So if they can win their next match, they're good. They can move on, but there's still that risk that they get eliminated here. And then we have a few more teams who are still working out what the other matchup is going to be, and we will eventually know which two teams end up fully qualifying.
All right, so chat, why don't you let us know? Obviously, we've only seen one match, but do you think OG Willie has what it take to win it all in this tournament? While you're answering that, we're going to throw it to another break.
All right, welcome back everybody to 1 Point League. We are going to be covering our next match. We are continuing to follow Original Gangster William as they try to just obliterate their way through this bridge qualifier to qualify for the final bracket later this month. And now they are going against, I cannot pronounce that team. I'm going to call it Team Keyboard Smash. That's what we're going with. We're calling this team Keyboard Smash.
All right, so looking at the teams, we have OG Willie. Obviously, we've already covered them. But on Team Keyboard Smash, we have, once again, sorry if I'm saying anybody's wrong, Creeper, Chapek, Osks, and Jers. My first one is 2 4-letter names, so that's pretty scary. But even without them, I've seen a lot of people in chat saying that Creeper and Chapek are a pretty scary duo. So it's going to be interesting to see how Keyboard Smash is going to do. But with that out of the way, I think we're ready to jump into the match.
Yeah, let's jump into it. Let's see what these players are up to and who is getting out to an early lead.
And also, while we're here, I'm just going to mention, I know that the graphic says quarterfinals. We are now on to the semifinals. So the team that wins this is going to advance to the league at the end of the month. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who wins this. Chat, really quickly, Just who do you think is going to win this match? Is it going to be Keyboard Smash or Team OG Willie?
All right. Keyboard Smash and OG William duking it out. Let's see how this match is starting. Who is going to get the momentum at the beginning? Because we've seen in the last match, momentum can be really powerful. OG William got that early lead and was able to just carry it all the way and just stomp the other team. So we are going to see. It looks like OG William. It looks like they're still going to be on blue team, so that makes it, I guess, a bit easier to follow. And then Keyboard Smash looks like they're going to be on the red team. So we're going to see if Keyboard Smash can give OG William a little bit more of a run for their money than the last team did. So we'll see if this match can be a little bit more interesting. But it looks like red team is getting started on an offensive here. This could be big if they can build momentum early. But it looks like OG William is countering pretty effectively. Right now, it's just kind of a stalemate at mid. Red might be forced onto defense here as blue takes a little bit of control of mid. Yeah, it looks like that was a failed push from that red player. Creeper on top though, trying to defend against the wing of blue team. Oh, but blue clutches. Oh, one of them just falls off the front of the bridge. So that was a little bit of a messed up push, but but it looks like blue team gets taken out. That push didn't quite last. That was an interesting moment from blue team. But yeah, let's see if Team Keyboard Smash can put together a push of their own. But no, it looks like OG Willie's not giving them much of a chance to do that. They continue to push, maintaining that same kind of consistent pressure that they were able to produce in the last match. And it looks like it's working on this team as well.
And so far, all 4 players have been doing a great job of playing offense and also a great job of clutching up on defense. So what I think really is going to be the difference here is being able to work as a team, put pressure on the other team together so they can really score here. It looks like that's what Blue's going to do right now.
And it looks like OG Willie getting close to the goal, but doesn't look like they'll be able to pull it off. It's kind of a 2v2 here. Yeah, I don't think blue team is going to make that one work. Blue team might have a little bit more of a run for their money, but they continue to keep that offensive pressure going. They are not letting any other team have a break. They are just immediately getting back and putting insane amounts of pressure on any defense that they're up against. They are already building momentum, and they haven't even scored a goal yet. It's really, really impressive what they're doing. OG William might be a huge front runner for this entire tournament based on what they're doing here.
Also, obviously, Venture just died. It looks like OG Willie is kind of hiding towards the bottom of their goals. So could OG Willie sneak in here? Oh, he's taking a fight. And OG Willie is down. Another great clutch by the red team on defense.
Yeah, and so it looks like the red team is defending well, but oh no, this is a 1v2. It looks like OG Williams going to end up with a goal here, and they do. Building that momentum early on once again. OG Willie is a huge team in this tournament so far.
And I don't know if you saw this, but as that 2v1 was going on, someone on red actually snuck by and started to wall run towards the goal. So really, all this match has been just great defense by both teams. However, the red defense just kind of broke down right there.
But it looks like OG William will get another point, immediately up 2-0, and it looks like Keyboard Smash is in a similar situation to Team Maka from the last match. Where they just have to find a way to change that momentum, because OG William really is dominating here. So
I mean, here's the thing. So far, both times that OG William has scored, Team Keyboard Smash, they were right there at the goal. So once again, it's just both teams just playing amazing defense right now. It's just a matter of who can break away just faster, basically.
And a member of OG Willie wins a fight on the wing, but it looks like they end up in the void. Oh no, they're still going. No, but there they fall into the void. Looks like. Oh yeah, and now it looks like finally OG Willie was forced to play a bit of defense as Team Keyboard Smash actually made a push for the goal. Did not quite score, but they made an actual threatening push, and it looks like both of them are near the goal. This could actually end up being something interesting if Keyboard Smash gets the gapple off at full health again, jumps down, tries to sneak into the goal, but dies. And it looks like Team Keyboard Smash does not quite execute on that offensive push, but it looks like they're going right back at it with the pressure. They're replicating the same kind of pressure that OG Willie's been able to produce before. They're right back at it, even though they both died. And it looks like one of them might get in the goal here. And finally,
what a goal!
OG Willie has some competition.
Yeah, and once again, right there, it was just both members of Keyboard Smash up at the goal, putting so much pressure on them that eventually the OG Willie defense was bound to crack.
Yeah, no, that pressure was really effective. But wait, it looks like Keyboard Smash just sneaks behind.
Ooh.
OG Willie barely was aware of what they were doing, or just was completely like on the other side of the map, so we're not able to respond effectively. And it looks like the game is tied now at 2 apiece. Both teams making a push currently. We'll see which team is able to defend better. And no, Aventre scores, meaning OG Willie reclaims that lead. OG Willie is not going away. The momentum is going back and forth in this game. That is what we'd like to see. A much closer match going on right now.
And right now, really, what it seems like is the best player on both teams just breaking away as fast as they can. And the reason it's so close is because they're pretty much just taking turns being the faster player to get to the goal.
Yeah, so now we have both teams trying to once again respond. It looks like it's kind of a stalemate at this point. No team is making a huge push at the moment. But let's see. It looks like Team Keyboard Smash wins one of those fights, is able to push up a little bit towards the base of OG William, and wins another fight. But it looks like surrounded by defenders currently. But the other member of Keyboard Smash going around the side, and it looks like they're getting close to the goal. Oh, but looks like the defenders are able to ward it off pretty effectively. One more member of Keyboard Smash is there, and the other member of Keyboard Smash charging in. No, gets stopped by the defense. It looks like that push is not going to produce too many results there.
I'm going to be honest, I really don't know if on the bottom side of our screen, I liked Creeper trying to hide there because their teammate had all of the pressure going on. I feel like if Creeper ran in, they maybe could have gotten the push or would have scored him another goal, but unfortunately it did not work out.
And Team Keyboard Smash looking for another push here. One of them is close to the goal. Will they be able to execute? They jump down, they score!
What a juke.
And this is why this map is so popular on Hypixel. The kind of jukes you can pull off by circling around the different areas, because there's just 2 completely different ways that you can go in to score the goal. So being able to juke the opponents like that is really, really fun and really entertaining gameplay. So we were able to get a really awesome goal there from
and Chapek knew that Creeper had the other blue teammate distracted, so all Chapek had to do there was just find the right juke and go for it, and it ended up with a pretty sick goal. So yeah.
And so now the game is once again tied. So only 2 more points for either team to move on, or to win this game, I should say.
Right. It looks like OG Willie is making a pretty good push right now. Oh, but they go down to Chapek.
So it looks like Team Keyboard Smash is trying to regain some momentum here, going on a push, but gets pushed back by OG William. Oh, but they win a fight. This could be huge if they can capitalize on that. Both red players are near the goal, contributing to the push. They're winning fights. This could be big if they're able to pull off a goal here. One of them gets killed. Now it looks like that push is a little bit dead, but they're going for another one. Let's see if OG Willie can recover here and bring it back just to get some offensive pushes of their own. The fights get split. 1 health for Creeper, gets the gapple off, it looks like. Going up, going for the goal.
Oh,
does not quite sneak into the room. That gapple was so clutch. They were on 1 health. But it looks like Red going for another push here. They might be able to sneak in. Oh no, but Blue defends well. But can't. Oh, that was so close. Killed them
right
now.
It looks like the members of Keyboard Smash are doing a good job of winning their 1v1s while they're on offense. I really just think it's a matter of they need to work as a team to charge together, because if they can win a 1v1, they can definitely overwhelm with a 2v2 and get into that goal.
Yeah, that's true. Winning the 1v1s, it has proven to be very helpful. I mean, obviously you don't want to die, so winning the 1v1s is slightly important to score. Anyway.
Oh, beautiful distraction by Chapek there. That is how Creeper got in.
Both defenders were completely occupied. In fact, my eyes were occupied by the one red player. And I did not even notice Creeper sneaking right into that goal there. Red only needs 1 more point to win it. They might get it here if Creeper can pull off an insane play. But surrounded by, well, actually just 1 defender now. The other OG William player is distracted. let's see if Creeper is able to pull this off, or a teammate could come in and score. It really comes down to this. If red team can score here, that is one game already down against the OG Williams team that seemed so unstoppable before, and they score, winning the first game. They need one more win if they want to qualify
What
for
a
the
win by
final
Keyboard
bracket.
Smash. That was incredible. Oof.
So,
Yeah.
Keyboard Smash pulling off what might be considered to be an upset, considering how dominant OG William was in the last round. And in fact, OG William did get off to that 2-goal lead, but Keyboard Smash was able to bring it back, and OG William only scored one more goal throughout the entire rest of the game. So now the tables have turned. OG William needs to find a way to turn things around in this next game, or else they will be eliminated unless they can go for potentially being included as a wild card in the final bracket. But for now, they just need to win this next game and the game after that if they want to move on and have a secure spot in that final bracket.
Yeah, and I think what it really is in OG Willie's match against Maka, OG Willie clearly had their footing on offense. They were scoring left and right. They knew what they were doing. That's why they were able to win those 2 rounds. Here, they started off with playing like that, but then just like that, they were on defense. So OG Willie really needs to tap into what they were doing before to get their footing back on offense. That'll make it close again.
It's been made clear that being able to establish that consistent pressure over and over again is really, really effective, and seems to be the most effective way of establishing that momentum in the match. Because, I mean, if you're just constantly applying pressure, the other team just doesn't have a chance to go on that offensive push. And this time, OG William ended up being the victims of that. So,
yeah. And obviously, Creeper and Chapek played dominantly for Team Keyboard Smash there. However, on OG Willie, what's interesting is we haven't seen their team captain, Vegetarian Cat, play yet. So it's going to be interesting to see if they maybe make some substitutions to start shifting the game here.
yeah, it's going to be interesting. Their captain isn't playing in this one, which means they likely intend to play in other qualifiers, which means we could see this team potentially return in other qualifier matches to have yet another shot of making it into that final league bracket. So even if they don't pull it off here, they might have other chances in the future. And that same goes for all the teams. If there's any team that gets eliminated here, they'll have other chances to go into those other qualifier events and make it in some other game mode if Bridge maybe isn't their strongest game mode, or if they're able to just clutch up in one of the other game modes.
Yeah, so far it seems like the members of OG Willie that have been playing so far have just done an amazing job of being able to just play on offense. So I'm just interested to see, are they going to try and ride that momentum a bit more, or are we going to start to see some substitution? It's going to be really interesting. But chat, right now, Team Keyboard Smash is up 1-0. If they win one more match, they're going to go on to the league finals. But OG Willie still has a chance to tie things up and force a game 3. So chat, who do you think is going to win game 2? Is it going to be Keyboard Smash or OG Willie? Let us know, and we'll see you after this break.
Welcome back, everybody, to 1 Point League. We are returning with our bridge qualifier. Currently, we have team OG William versus the team that I can't pronounce, so we're just calling it Keyboard Smash. They're going into their second game. OG William was super dominant in the first match that they were playing in, but looks like they've met their match here with Team Keyboard Smash taking the first game 5-3, although it was decently close. So OG William definitely has some of the skills required to bring it back, and we'll see if they're able to execute and actually have a different outcome in this next game, because they were able to score some goals. So they clearly have the skills there. They just need to execute.
Yeah, and in their match against Maka, OG Willie was doing great on offense. And they started off pretty hot on offense in their match against Keyboard Smash last round, taking a 2-0 lead. However, their offense started to falter towards the end, which allowed Keyboard Smash to win. So now they need to focus on getting off of defense and sending their players way down to the other goal.
Yeah, it's been established, up until now, that having that momentum, being able to consistently apply offensive pressure, it has been really effective so far. And obviously that's easier said than done, but the teams that have been able to do that are the teams that have been winning so far. So if Team OG William is able to get that momentum back, apply that consistent pressure, they might be in a much better spot for this. And
it looks like right now that's what OG Willie is prioritizing, taking 1v1s, just sending the other player downfield whenever they have the chance to. However, they are both stuck on defense right now.
Yeah, it looks like OG William is currently on the defensive end, trying to deal with the pushes of Team Keyboard Smash. And but it looks like OG William might be going for something here. Oh no, but they both die at mid, which means Keyboard Smash is going to have this opportunity to get back and potentially score and get momentum going for this game. It looks like there's fights going on both sides of the map. Red might be making a push here. Keyboard Smash. Creeper potentially going for a goal, but is out healthed. Wait, but gets the kill on OG Williams' defender. Oh, but just barely gets killed before sneaking into the goal. That was extremely close. Creeper almost pulled off that goal with a huge combo. But it looks like OG William making a push. One of them already in the red base. Not quite making it in, though. The other OG William player trying to capitalize. Does not get there in time, though. And Keyboard Smash trying to get back into it. But OG William still back here with the offense. Will they be able to score a goal and potentially bring this to a third game? Because if Keyboard Smash wins this, it's over. But OG William wins this, then they go to that game 3, and we'll have that winner-take-all final matchup. So let's see what is going on. We have OG William trying to make a push. Only one of them's there, but they seem to be getting pretty close. The defenders do execute, though, and it looks like OG William has to try again. One of them is getting decently close, but it looks like the defense is being pretty effective. Yeah, looks like Keyboard Smash's defense is effective. We have a long stalemate here. Nobody is scoring, although people have gotten close a couple of times.
Yeah, and like I've been saying pretty much throughout both matches, it's just going to be a matter of getting both players on the team to put offensive pressure together, because 1v1s, they're going either way, but it's just not enough to let them score. When both players get to the other goal and start to put pressure, it's usually enough to allow one of them to sneak through and score a goal. That's how Keyboard Smash was able to get a lot of their goals last round, so it's going to be interesting to see which team is able to start to find that formula.
And it looks like Keyboard Smash is putting together a bit of a push, but one of them did die, so it's going to come down to just one player. But their teammate is sneaking through. But the defender notices, and looks like this push might not result in anything. Yeah, it's not. Oh, wait, no, but Red continues to push. Keyboard Smash continuing to apply that pressure. This might be really important, and we might see them scoring some goals here soon if they're able to consistently keep getting close. Then they'll eventually end up scoring if they can keep applying that offensive pressure.
Yeah, and last round, it was when OG Willie was stuck on defense that team started to falter. Here, they did an amazing job of holding off Keyboard Smash, starting to put their own pressure back on again. So amazing clutch there to sort of turn the tides of this round.
And it looks like the teams that are able to win like defensive fights really efficiently are the ones who are able to get that offensive pressure going. It looks like OG William seems to be doing some of that, but they're not quite putting together the same kind of offensive pressure that they were up against before from Team Keyboard Smash. One of Keyboard Smash's players getting pretty close. Will they be able to pull it off? They do not. OG Willie manages to finish them off. That was Chapek. And we have players fighting at mid now. One of OG, that was a Ventre, didn't quite pull off that. Ventre trying again, but gets comboed. It looks like Keyboard Smash is winning these PvP fights at mid, and OG Willie is just struggling to win just the basic PvP here. And it looks like, oh,
Ooh.
that was so close. Nobody is able to score. The defense is just dominating this match. If we have to wait the full 9 minutes for this game to end, it'll be very interesting if neither team is able to get to 5 goals in time. But so far, nobody is able to get anything going.
Once again, every player doing an amazing job of both playing defense and putting pressure on the other team. It's just going to be a matter of which team, as a duo, can put a lot of pressure on the other team and get right in there.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are learning from any sort of mistakes that they previously made in terms of their defensive efforts, and that both teams have focused so much on defense. Neither one is able to put together a good offensive push. Defense does win championships, but it does make everything a little bit more boring.
I mean, once again, there's an 8-minute, 30-second time limit, whatever, left. Even one goal could be just decide the game.
It will be interesting to see if this game ends in a 1-0, but hopefully we get some momentum going on either side to see.
Some nice little scoregami there.
Hopefully we can get some goals going, but for now we're just gonna have to watch these teams go back and forth on defense. As you know, again, Ventre gets taken out, not able to get that push going. And it looks like OG Willie once again trying to make something happen. Only one of them is there though, to trying to flank, but it just doesn't work. The flank it's just not happening, and we have both members of both teams just rushing toward mid, kind of a reset, just trying to see who can get that pressure going. It looks like Chapek just barely wins their fight, but teammate's dead. Chapek can't get a push going, and it's just a stalemate all over again.
One thing I feel like worth noting, this might just be from the POV we're seeing, along with the POV you're seeing, but it seems like whenever Team Keeper Smash is wall running, they're wall running on the right side towards us. But whenever OG Willie is wall running, they're wall running on their right, away from us. Maybe switching that up could be the difference maker. There's just so much going on right now that's just keeping them at 0-0.
Hey, you know what? Maybe like a right or left-handedness could end up being the difference in a bridge.
Maybe.
It could come down to the tiniest of factors when it's such a stalemate like this. Like, if you're playing against either of these defenses, kind of everything has to go right if you want to actually score a goal. So it's going to be some kind of finicky thing that happens when one team actually ends up scoring. We have less than 7 minutes left. Nobody has scored. This is such a close game, but it's like close in the boring way. God, defense wins championships. We didn't want this much defense.
We're still waiting for the defense to win said championship.
But that actually might be a good kind of omen for whoever ends up winning this. Might be in a good spot to do well in that league bracket, because clearly they have those defensive skills that might end up coming in clutch against other teams down the line.
For sure, for sure. No, it's just a matter of which team can figure out their offensive situation. It just seems like all of the players are kind of all over the place in terms of switching between offense and defense. It seems to be a matter of one team gets both their players on offense, and they're just able to put pressure on until the other team cracks. However, last round, even though that's how OG Willie faltered, even this round, when they started getting to that position where they were both stuck on defense, they found a way to get out of it. So if they can put the pressure on Keyboard Smash and get both of their players towards that goal, it's going to be interesting to see how Keyboard Smash responds there.
And it looks like most of the pushes so far have been like single player pushes. Like it's been rare for us in this game, at least, to see both players really getting close. And when they do, one of them usually dies like really quickly. And so we have Keyboard Smash starting to win some fights. Creeper maybe getting a little bit of a head start.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot!
Finally.
What a way to get the first goal. Oh my god, there's no way that's how it happened. There's no way.
Was that a turnaround bow shot to
It
knock the defender
was.
back and end up getting to the goal? And now all of the pressure is on OG William. They have to score. They have to get a lead, or else they are eliminated from this qualifier. They need to find a way to turn it around and get an offensive push going. All of the pressure is on that team right now.
Yeah, and all Keyboard Smash to do right now is just keep it up. That's what OG Willie did in their last match against Maka. Now they're in the opposite position. It's going to be intense to see how they respond here.
If Keyboard Smash can keep up their defensive presence, then it's pretty much over. But this is going to really test, I think, the clutch abilities of the players on OG William. Are they able to execute when they are fully needed and bring this back? And if they're able to showcase some of their clutch genes, that might be good in terms of being selected for that wild card position, in terms of the overall, in terms of getting into that final bracket later this month.
Yeah, and here's the thing, based on what I've seen so far, if I'm on Keyword Smash, I'm not playing for the goals as much anymore. I'm just focusing on seeing if I can run out that clock, just keep that lead going. So so far, all we've seen is basically these fights in which they're pretty even, meaning no one can score. And so far, it seems like ever since that first goal was scored, Keyword Smash is having their way with most of these fights. So they can just keep this up, not even score. They could very well run out the clock and just win the round that way.
And it looks like that's pretty much what they're doing. They're just continuing to apply pressure at mid. Like, they're not even going too much for scores. They're just trying to keep OG William occupied and make sure that they can't get a huge push going. OG William does win that one fight at mid, but it's still just one player up against that defender. And it looks like they get knocked off there.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Even if obviously Shepek did score there, but think about how long Shepek spent stalling there. Like, that was forcing one player of OG Willie to stay there the whole time, not really do anything else. That's just perfect for Keyboard Smash right now.
Yeah, a priority of Keyboard Smash should be, like, when they do push, whether they score or don't, just try to stall it out, try to keep them occupied for as long as possible, so they don't have that chance to get their own push going. OG William needs to make something happen. Like, so far, nothing's really changing. They're just continually occupied on defense. They are really struggling. They need to find a way to score if they want to continue through this qualifier and get that safe spot in the final bracket and have a good chance of winning that $700 prize pool.
And also, something interesting that I don't even think we've put that much attention to is the fact that neither team has really built a wing so far. For those of you who don't know what a wing is, it's when you build your own separate bridge off to the side, so you can use that to score instead of using the main bridge. But yeah, neither team has really done that so far. Obviously, for Keyboard Smash, like we said, they want to keep playing the way they're playing, so I don't think they're going to do that. It's going to be interesting to see if OG Willie tries to just strat, such as using a wing to, just switch it up, see if they can get something going, because obviously, no goals right now.
But a wing is, what I've heard is that a wing is a very risky strat, so it's not something that is done too commonly, and it's going to be something that's maybe like a last-ditch, like, Hail Mary attempt, potentially. But it looks like they're not even going for it much.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes left on the clock. I think OG Willie has to change something if they want to get a goal here and keep
OG William has to clutch up and get something going, overcome this amazing defense that Keyboard Smash has been putting on. Keyboard Smash has just been winning the fights too. Like, a lot of it just comes down to that, and that's just some amazing PvPing from Keyboard Smash, just not letting themselves get comboed, really asserting dominance in terms of just their combat presence, I suppose. And it looks like Keyboard Smash gets close, but not scoring again. But still, that's more stalling. And it looks like OG Williams just not having much of a chance. OG William might get a break here. They might go for something. They need to pull something off. It looks like the defender notices, but they get a little bit past the defender. They need to win this fight. They need to... Nope.
Ooh, Venture's down. Fight. Less than 1 minute left. This is OG Willie's last chance. Everything is on the line right now. They need to pull off something if they want to even stand a chance at being able to win that $700.
Keyboard Smash just needs to stall them for 1 more minute. OG William needs to sneak their way into the goal or something. Something crazy needs to happen, and it looks like
that should do it. That should do it.
That will most likely do it, unless, barring a miracle, it looks like Keyboard Smash is going to be winning this match.
Crazier things have happened. I don't know what those crazy things are, but crazier things have happened.
You've met Kel Awesome. Anyway.
I've met Kel. It looks like Adventure is disconnected. Yeah, they've met their fate. It looks like it's
Yeah.
over.
Looks like OG William will not be pulling off the comeback here, and Keyboard Smash, or I don't even know how to. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Chase J. No, I'm not even gonna try.
Close. But yeah, just like that, Keyboard Smash has done what it takes to move on to the league finals. They will compete again at the end of the month for the $700 prize pool. Unfortunately, it does eliminate OG William. They obviously put up an incredible fight. Their quarterfinal match, they swept both rounds. It was insane. Unfortunately, they fall here to Keyboard Smash. But what a round that was.
Yeah, so Keyboard Smash has secured their spot in that final bracket. They'll have a good chance at that, $700 prize pool. But like, both of the games that we saw between these two teams were very close. So,
Yeah.
right, like OG William may have lost both games, but both times they put up a good fight. They were really effective on defense, especially in that last game. They just let a couple goals sneak through and couldn't put anything together on offense. And both games were decided by 2 goals. Like there wasn't any kind of like 4 or 5 goal gap in either of these games where Keyboard Smash just completely dominated, but that just wasn't the case. So it's going to be interesting to see if Keyboard Smash can continue their winning streak later this month in that final bracket. And then it'll be also interesting to see if OG William continues playing in other qualifiers and trying to make a name for themselves in those, and pull through to the league bracket in one of those other events. So stay tuned for those other qualifiers. We have 4 other mini games plus a last chance qualifier that we need to cover. So we are now going to move on to our next match. Another pair of teams is going to be duking it out to claim that other spot in the final bracket, because as we said, this qualifier, we are determining 2 different teams who will be moving on to that final bracket. And so this is going to be the other determiner right now. It looks like those 2 teams are going to be and Games as well as the Arcane Purple. Mister, you want to introduce them?
Yeah, so first up, we have the team and Games. They are led by their captain, Shemi. And once again, if I pronounce any names wrong, I apologize. But they are led by their captain, Shemi. We've also got Ogoose Scott Lashad. I hope I said that right.
Scottish lad?
Scottish lad. That makes more sense. Yeah,
that makes a little bit more sense.
Just a little. But yeah, we've got Shemi, Ogoose, Scottish lad, Glow, and I'm Light, who is listed as the alternate for this team. But yeah.
And then who do we have on our other team?
Our other team is the Arcane Purple. Their captain is none other than the Trapdoor. They've also got No Lives Glenn, Crab 13. Definitely did not say that right. I will work on that. Ergo Punch and Unreal Combo, who is listed as their alternates. So yeah, once again, it says
like No Lives Given is the name that you.
No Lives Given. Gotcha. My bad. But yeah, these teams will be competing in the semifinal. The winner of this will take on Team Keyboard Smash in the league finals at the end of July to compete for $700.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if these 2 teams specifically will go against each other. It's just these 2 teams are qualifying. I don't think we know yet if they're going to actually go against each other. But both of them will be in that bracket and will potentially go against each other, depending on whether they can win matches.
All right, well, it looks like we're going to be heading to the game pretty soon. Once again, semifinals. Winner moves on into the league. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Something worth noting, and Games won their quarterfinal match 2-1. So that one must have been a close one. But from what I'm seeing, the Arcane Purple did not have to play in the quarterfinal match as they did not have an opponent there. So as far as I know, in the single elimination tournament that we've been having, this might be the Arcane Purple's first match.
Yeah, and another interesting thing to know, Arcane Purple did not have a great record in terms of their ladder matches. They went 3-11, so they're going to need to turn something around if they really want to pull this off, because I do believe that and Games had a record of 6-2, a very good record, and they were able to fully win that. And it looks like we already have a goal scored by and games.
Right, and games just continue to do an amazing job of pushing. They seem to be controlling the offense right now. However, we do have someone on the Arcane Purple pushing in. On their teammates following up. However, one person on games has snuck by. The Iron Trapdoor has died, though. It's going to be interesting to see who wins that fight. Oh, but both pool players are down. They're back at the mid.
And games looking like they might go on a push here. That looks like they have control of mid. And Arcane Purple's going to need to find a way to defend. And games sneaking into the goal room. It looks like they're going to end up scoring here. And yes, they're both able to get in the goal, and they get that point. 2-0 in favor of Van Games.
I'm not entirely sure who did what, but basically what happened there was they both wound up on the left side, or yeah, the side that's closer to us. One of them stayed up top, took the fight to distract while the other one just ran right in. Eventually, they were able to both get into a score. So beautiful teamwork there. That's what's going to take to score goals in these really tough matches.
Yeah, the coordination and having both players putting the pressure on the goal is really powerful. And then, you know, when one of them gets to the defense, it can all just kind of collapse, I guess. And Arcane really needs to find a way to bring it back. But it looks like they are heavy underdogs going into this, considering their record, as well as they were able to just kind of get through the quarterfinals for free. So we are going to see if they can find a way to pull off a huge upset. But and Game seems to be applying that consistent pressure. Arcane hasn't been able to put too much together. They haven't gotten any big pushes yet. And Game's getting close to the goal, not quite able to get in. And Game's close to the goal again, dropping down and gets in. I'm Light has just scored, and looks like And Games has that 3-0 lead. And Arcane,
yeah, wasn't the best teamwork here, but basically they just each took turns putting on the pressure, keeping the Arcane Purple on defense until eventually they did so much pressure that was able to sneak through. Wasn't the best teamwork, but they were able to do what they had to do there. And yes, we can now confirm that the Arcane Purple and their first match, their opponent disconnected. So this is going to be the Arcane's Purple's first match since the ladder bracket ended and we switched to the single elimination format.
Oh, and it looks like Endgame's almost scored there, but didn't quite, almost completely teach that Arcane defender. And yeah, as we said, Endgames is a huge favorite here. So far scored all the goals. Arcane needs to pull off a huge upset if they want to win this. And it's going to be very interesting to see if they can put something together. But for now, we're just watching Endgames dominating this. They only need 2 more goals to secure this first game, and then they'll need 1 more game if they want to pull this off. So Arcane only has so many chances to put something together here.
I mean, Endgames has jumped. Oh, they're now at a 4-0 start. Well, I was about to say, it was pretty poor timing, was that since the 3-0 start, Arcane Purple did kind of start to figure out their defense a bit, stopping from scoring a bit. But now all the pressure's on Arcane Purple right now to just do something. Maybe don't make this a sweep. So they're probably going to play a lot more offense as we're seeing right now. However, both players die, so we are basically at a reset right now. Both teams sort of on their own side. Endgames is making good push though right now.
Yeah, so yeah, Endgame's once again putting together that offensive push. Arcane Purple, we've barely seen them on offense, like, at all. And it looks like Endgames sneaks into the goal and wins the first game. They only need 1 more game, and at the rate they're going at now, it looks like it's gonna potentially be a pretty quick one. So Arcane Purple, we need to see more from you guys.
I mean, yeah, what happened there was with Endgames, Shemi and I'm Light basically did an amazing job of playing offense. When they were both there together, they were really good at working together, doing what they could to distract the players, get everyone in, whatever it took. And when they weren't there together, they just did a good job of stalling, sort of taking their time to basically just sort of put pressure on the enemies until eventually one of them was able to break through. And for the Arcane Purple, we really need to see more offense for them because they were stuck in their own goal the whole time, basically. Towards the end, we sort of started to see one of them. I wasn't sure which one, sort of start to push up. So maybe if we can see that sort of be more successful in this next round, they'll have more goals on their side. But yeah, right now, they really need to get their offense going.
Yeah, and it looked like Endgames was just winning so much of the PvP. Like, it was very rare to see Arcane winning a PvP fight unless they were just, you know, on defense and it was like very one-sided or something like that. But Yeah, so pretty soon we are about to get back into game 2 and see if Arcane can recover or if AndGames is going to secure this and have an incredibly dominant performance.
All right, here we
So
go.
let's get back into things. The game is about to start. Arcane Purple looking to pull off a miracle here. And it looks like AndGame's already setting up a defense, a hippo of that main goal, and AndGame's already going on that offensive push. It's looking already kind of one-sided for AndGames, and only one of them is there though. And it looks like AndGames might actually be stopped here unless this other player can get around. No, both of them are applying
Yeah, just
pressure, and AndGames
amazing.
scores pretty effortlessly.
I'm sorry, but just amazing teamwork right there. One of them had the opportunity to try and rush in, realized they were alone, just waited and stalled until their teammate got there, and they just worked together to distract while the other one went in. Just amazing teamwork right now. Arcane Purple realizes needs to do whatever they can to sort of shift the tides and force AndGames onto defense. But right now, looks like they're doing a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, and it looks like Arcane got a tiny little push there, but it didn't really result in anything. AndGames is doing just, and it looks like AndGames scores again. They're doing such a good job of like tag teaming, like having the two of them together to win the fights at mid, as opposed to just like sending them in one at a time. Although here looks like they are going in one at a time. Looks like we have not quite a race, and it looks like AndGames is once again at the goal. This is looking to be a pretty quick one, unless Arcane can just absolutely
Purple
completely turn it around.
Yeah, they really look like they're starting to switch to offense right now. However, even so, AndGames is just doing a better job of playing offense, which is why they're up 3-0 right now.
Arcane Purple going for these Hail Mary like offensive strats, like just charging in straight on offense. There's a decent combo there, but not quite able to pull it off.
They are starting to shift the tide a little. It's going to be interesting to see if they can capitalize on this. They still have an opportunity to get some goals and make it closer than most people are expecting it to be.
But it does seem to me that these offensive pushes are out of desperation and they're playing it quite risky. So if AndGames is able to get through, then it might just be over.
I mean, hey, ever since the strategy switch, we have not seen it ever go for AndGames. Maybe this is the right idea. Maybe just need to keep it up, but we'll have to wait to find out.
Potentially, but we'll see if Arcane is sacrificing defensive presence in order to get these desperate offensive pushes.
It does look like I'm Light is sneaking up, though.
Yeah, I'm Light is now getting toward Arcane's goal. Might be able to sneak in. Almost getting hit off the side. Not quite, though. It's a close fight there. Two close fights. Both of AndGames players are there.
Ooh, beautiful stop by the Arcane Purple.
No, but they were both now off to the flank, which means AndGames can just charge straight into the middle again and immediately apply that pressure. And it looks like AndGames is going to secure it.
Wow.
Well, not quite secure it. They need one more goal.
But what a play behind Light there. They did that all by themselves. That was insane.
So AndGames only needs the one more. Arcane Purple completely in desperation mode right now. They need to make something happen. It looks like they're just getting killed, forced back onto their own turf. And I don't know if there's really any way they're going to pull this off. The fights get split.
Somehow the trapdoor was the only one who survived there. Maybe they can capitalize on that. Oh, they're down. Unfortunate.
And it looks like, yeah, Arcane just doesn't seem to be putting anything together, just trying to win the PvP here, but AndGames is just winning the fights right now. Bridges out, tries to flank around. Both of AndGames are there in Arcane's base. If either one of them can get in, yeah, one of them, yeah, that's it. That's it. A complete stomp from AndGames. Wow. Very dominant, a very impressive showing. And from Arcane, hopefully they're better at other minigames, because that...
Yeah. Really all it was there was AndGames. They were just able to grab. They were just able to just keep their footing on offense going, keep on pushing in. I think out of all the teams you've watched, they did the best job of working together as a team, which is why they're able to be so successful. And for the Arcane, unfortunately, they just were not able to find their footing on offense. They were stuck on defense for most of it. But even when they did start pushing to offense, they weren't really able to capitalize on it the way that the other team did. So that's how that one went.
Whenever Arcane went for that offensive push, pretty much one of them always died at mid, and so they couldn't get both players to like both apply pressure, and so because of that, like their scoring percentage just didn't, like, They just, on all of their, literally all of their pushes, they weren't able to capitalize because there was just the one player and both defenders could swarm them. And so now let's take a look at the two teams that did qualify. Two very impressive performances from Games and Keyboard Smash with Creeper and Chapek, who have moved on to our final bracket. They will play in those final 16 teams that will compete for the $700 starting prize pool. These are these are your two bridge representatives.
All right, yeah. And basically just looking at the teams right now, so far, I feel like the End Games, in my eyes, is the stronger team. Obviously, their match was up against a team that, ranking-wise, was a little bit weaker, but it really just seemed like the two players that we saw from End Games, which were Shemi and I'm Light, just had really good teamwork together. Obviously, from each team, we've only seen two of their players so far, so maybe when we get to the league at the end of the month, we'll see some switch-ups, we'll see some new players starting to shine, but based on what we saw today, I think End Games is the strongest team that has advanced so far.
One important thing to note is for Team Keyboard Smash, they have two players that didn't even play in this bridge qualifier, and both of those players have four-letter names, and we all know that the best players are the ones with four-letter names. And Games only has one four-letter name. They are outcompeted in that aspect. So I do believe that Keyboard Smash, based entirely on that stat, has a better chance going into that
entirely on that stat.
Exactly. That is going to be the determining factor in 1 point league.
All right. Well, just like that, I think that's all we've got for today's stream. We watched the quarterfinals and the semifinals of our bridge tournament. And after all of this, two teams, Keyboard Smash and End Games, have moved on to the league finals, where at the end of July, they will compete for a prize pool of $700. So, yeah.
So make sure to tune in tomorrow for our next qualifier, which I believe is Turf War. And make sure to tune in every weekend of July. We will be continuing to stream these qualifier events, and then eventually that final bracket will be going down. So we are going to be live for all of those. Make sure to stay tuned.
Yeah, that's it for us. We hope you guys have a good day, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.